Hey Enneagram 8 people. Have you ever experienced a time when someone decided that they would no longer speak to you because you were controlling? Have you ever needed, as a powerful person, to end a relationship because someone was controlling? There's this idea, this stigmatism around controlling as the evil, the bad. I spent some time pulling it apart because I wanted to understand it better for myself. Also because I've gotten accused of being controlling, and I've experienced people as being controlling. And where in the past I would have thought, oh, controlling people bad. Now I think I've come to a better understanding of controlling people can be very helpful and a gift to the world, because people be crazy and don't have good ideas. Or they do, but when they don't, it's nice to step in and say, hi, just a second, that's not the way that's supposed to go. But also because there's actually really destructive people out there under the guise of being helpful or facilitating or managing, and really they're just destructive. I want to break it down for you a little bit so that you can go, oh, okay. Those are the crazy kids, and that's the good idea. Okay, crazy kid, key off number 1. Got someone controlling in your life. They're going to be destructive. Even when they listen to you, they don't understand you. Maybe it's that they're not listening empathetically, but more likely it's that I don't understand what you're saying. Oh, sorry, yeah, I just don't get it. I get what I'm saying, but I do not. And there's no, one of the favorite quotes of my life was from Sonny, and he said, please read it to me again. It runs along the same vein of, please tell me more. Asking in not I'm going to get to the reason why you're not saying something true, but really being curious and wanting to understand someone's position and wanting to go, oh yeah, okay, I could totally see why you're thinking that. You know what crazy people don't like to do? Understand you. No. Guys, I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but one of my very favorite lines of a controlling person was this: I've prayed about it, and I've decided you're wrong. What the? Just think about it. Okay. Somebody who's a crazy kid controlling, they will mock you, they'll dismiss, they'll discourage you, even when it's your expertise. So even when this is something that you're really excellent in, a controlling person has the ability to, they won't feel comfortable with that. Even if it's your expertise, they will need to elbow down on you. So a powerful person is always like, hey you, we all have gifts here. Let's show up. Empower. I like what you have, and I see that behind that door you've got more. Come on, let's go. We'll do it together. It's gonna be great. Hey, you out there who's just sitting, come on, I want to, come on. Controlling person is like this. You just stay there, I've got this. Okay. A controlling person will not want to be flexible or accommodating to your needs, wants, or preferences. Got it? Okay, so I think that this actually can be a little bit challenging for the Enneagram 8 because they're not allowing themselves to have needs, wants, or preferences. They can kind of get to places where they shouldn't with people who are idiots, because this is layer number 2 for exposing the crazy controllers, is having needs, wants, or preferences. Well, if you don't have them and you're just such a boss and you're just going about your world, you don't notice that person isn't accommodating for them. Careful on that one. Now, honestly, I like to just make shit up. I'll just make up a thing that is true for me, but I normally wouldn't say anything about it, but I'll just say something about it just to see how that person reacts. Because crazy people be crazy. And if you mention a preference or a way you'd like something, and what they want to do is, what do they do? It's weird because it doesn't make sense. Controlling people that are destructive don't make sense. Where you and I might say like, oh yeah, that sounds great. I'd love to meet you at 7:30 rather than at 7. A controlling person would be like, oh, I did all this stuff and I want to do this, and I don't know why you always have to make it your time. Why can't we just have it the way we said it was going to be? Okay, I see you. Do not make space for your personhood. Nope. And by personhood, I don't mean just like your present personhood. I mean a controlling, destructive person. They don't care about where you've been, where you are, or where you're headed. So let's say like it's part of hearing where you are in your space. A controlling person doesn't care about where you are in your space. They don't care about who you are and what you've done and where you're going. They might be able to remember random bits about you, but a powerful person will remember pieces about you to empower you. A powerful person will remember pieces about you to call you to greatness. A controlling person will remember pieces about you to shame and dismiss and demean you. Because a controlling crazy person, gotta remember, elbow down on those big-hearted people. It's not lifting up. So rather than celebrating differences, they are looking for ways that they are the best and the greatest. Rather than celebrating where you've come from and where you're going, they're looking for ways to prove to you that the way they have come and gone is the way, and they know how you should go, so just pay attention. No, thank you. This is kind of an interesting one. They'll be demeaning or obsessing about your strengths. So, and it's kind of tricky, right? Because you hear someone kind of obsessing about how great you are, and they're like, every time you get together, they're kind of mentioning it, and it's like, it seems like, okay, thanks. But really what they're doing is they're kind of viperish, where they're watching you and they're watching your moves and they're watching for your weaknesses and your strengths, because in both of those things, destroy. For me, the ultimate test for a controlling person, and this is where the rubber really meets the road, and it takes vulnerability. Sorry, don't puke. Is sharing a feeling. Just being like honest about your feelings or what's come up for you or how that is for you. Crazy people be crazy. Favorite responses of a crazy controlling person. Number 1, I'm sorry you feel that way. Oh no, bye. I can't be responsible for how you feel. Oh no, bye. Immediately respond with how they actually have been hurt. Oh, you might be feeling sad, but I was hurt desperately. Okay, bye. And of course, my ultimate favorite is turning around and saying, you're the one who's controlling. You're controlling me. Okay, I think enough of us have seen a dysfunctional people to know, like, yeah, sure, but that's just normal. That's just normal people. That's how everybody reacts. I know. That's why I'm making videos on YouTube, because you guys are crazy and you gotta stop. So what would me as a powerful person, how am I gonna show up? Someone comes to me and they say to me, hey, Grace, when you spoke to me like that the other day and I was crying at your table, and instead of hearing me, I felt like you just kept digging and digging inside of me, and you weren't really even listening to me. I think you were just enjoying the digging down into the depths of my soul and watching me cry. Instead of me going, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. That would be the wrong move. I would say things like, could you please tell me more about how that felt for you? Could you please talk to me about what that was like when you were unpacking it? Could you talk to me more, like curious questions, exposing questions, exposing my the way I am in a scenario, not exposing them to expose them, but exposing, please show me more about who I was to you. Please talk to me more about how I can be more loving to you. And then I get to say things like, please forgive me, I really hurt you. Please forgive me. I will look for ways to guard your deep inner world rather than exploring. I will look for ways, and I can check in with you and just make sure that you're still okay. And that's information for me to know about me and information for me to know about them. And I appreciate it. I appreciate how being held to accountability, someone sharing their hard feelings with me, someone confronting me, really allows me space to be exposed. Controlling people who are crazy and out to hurt, they don't want to be exposed. Or they might say, oh, I really appreciate this, but then the next time it just keeps happening again, right? You have to be careful for how the words and the actions match up together. Enneagram 8. I know that we're controlling, but there's ways to be controlling in the world where you're not out hurting other people. You're empowering other people. And then there's ways to be controlling in the world where you're just not going to come over to my house for dinner. Bless you. Bless you in being powerful people out in the world, doing incredibly giant heart work and messing with people.